Kia Sorento or 2025 Kia Sportage with $20.83 per $1,000 financed at 48 months. Qualities limited, cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Billberg Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 9/30/25.
Saturday, September 27th, come to the grand opening land sale at the ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. That's right. Get 20 to 50 acres in Baldwin County from just $139.9 with excellent financing available. Ranches at Creekside Preserve features private large acreage tracts with beautiful woodlands, rolling meadows, and a peaceful creek, all surrounded by pristine natural beauty and abundant wildlife. It's your opportunity to live in Baldwin County, Alabama, one of the fastest growing coastal counties in the U.S. due to low taxes and a low cost of living. Don't miss out. Come to the grand opening land sale at the ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. Call 877-888-1415 or go to creeksidepreserveal.com. That's creeksidepreserveal.com.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
Experience a higher level of service. David Adamson Designer Jewelry has been providing you the very best of fine jewelry and repair in Lynn Haven for over 32 years. David has added Amber Anderson and Russ Clare, names you've known and trusted in PCB for years with your fine jewelry and watch needs. Find that one-of-a-kind engagement ring, that special anniversary gift, or something colorful just for you. Amber and Russ will find it or build it for you. Serving Bay County and beyond in Lynn Haven at the corner of Ohio Avenue and 9th. David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota. ESPN Northwest Florida. And now, the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host.
Hey, there's the new guy.
Paul Wilson.
I'm sick and tired of carrying all the weight.
Paul is your pipeline to the heart of the action. Hot takes, big reactions, and your calls are incoming.
The product on the field is pathetic.
The Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
What time it is. It's the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're so glad we made it to Friday. We're excited. We're pumped up. Everything's good. It's a beautiful day. We got a lot of stuff that's going to be happening. We got some big-time news coming for you, and I'm just excited about it. As always, on Friday, we got Bone Crusher crushing the ones and the twos. He's got his Panama City Beach shirt on. It's not the fall yet. We're not having pumpkin spice and lattes. We're riding in the beach still.
I'm having some lattes and coffee and donuts, and somebody is eating half a donut and putting it back in the box. In the name of Krispy Kreme, take the whole donut with you. I'm not eating half a donut.
That's right. I don't understand that. I saw where you posted that. Who eats half of a donut, puts it back in the box, and then wants somebody else to take the other half? It's like, we're not married. I'm not wanting to kiss you.
That's like putting your whole mouth in the box.
That's right. And I mean, it contaminates the other donuts in the box.
Take the whole donut and end it.
I mean, that's what it's for, because Krispy Kreme donuts is great. As well, on this Friday, we normally have our guest here for on the phone. But you know what? We got him in studio. Chris Hobbzilla in the house. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing great, man. I'm looking forward to talking some football.
All right. Good to have you. And as always, on Fridays, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to lay down the law to some of these people. Some people just want to show up when they want to show up. They just get here when they get here. And, he's going to I'm going to dock your pay for not getting here on time. I'll tell you that.
I'm going to make less than zero.
And as always, we got the LSU Jeff in the house, running late, burning my phone up, telling me I'm on my way. I'm just going to be a few seconds behind. But either way, we're glad that Jeff made it here. It's Friday. It's okay. And I don't know, Jeff, do you eat half of a donut or take a bite of a donut and then put it back in the box?
Heck no.
Yeah, that's what's happening here.
Who did that?
Somebody
I
did.
think it's the morning show, maybe Wildcat. I'm not sure.
Do you know,
I'm zeroing in on them.
They were calculating their diabetes level and then said, I can do a half.
Yeah, that's right. That's probably what happened. So either way, good to have you, Jeffrey. We're excited to be here. Chris is here. I guess you sat over on this side of the table because LSU fans and Florida fans sitting this close to each other is going to be a problem.
Nah. I don't think the hate's that bad. Usually I moved here and I realized how bad the Seminole Gator whole situation is.
Yeah.
I didn't know how.
Me either.
I didn't know it was this bad. What? Alabama, Auburn,
Yeah.
Ohio State, Michigan are 1-2 toxic relationships. I don't even know who to put third.
We hate Tennessee, though. We do. But it's not, you know what I mean?
Is it even? I don't even know if that's.
It's probably not top 5. I don't know.
No, I was going to say top 10.
I think it's top 10, probably.
Yeah.
You could probably ask different fan bases, but either way, I didn't realize it, though. Florida State and Florida, like you said, moving here is terribly bad. It's on a level that I'd never known before, and some of the comments are not very, it's not even hey, we can't even go to the Thanksgiving dinner together. You know what I mean, Chris?
Yeah.
Do you love Florida State fans? It's okay to be honest.
Do I love Florida State fans? Not really.
Well, they don't love you either. They don't. I've
true.
gotten some big time pushback on that. You know who's fans though that Jeff talks about frequently?
Who?
Miami fans. No, it's not too bad. I know I've made Chris mad, but I think it's a friendly. Actually, I think it's a friendly banter. Maybe it isn't.
I don't know.
Maybe it is. Maybe he's trying to give me junk back, and I'm like, why? We've played y'all twice in the last, 38 years.
Yeah.
That's it. Now in baseball, we played a couple times too.
Yeah, no, that's.
I don't think we've ever.
That's a difference.
I don't even think we ever played the Hurricanes in basketball.
Probably not.
Probably
yeah,
not.
No,
I don't
probably
think we
not.
ever. I don't.
Yeah.
It's not really a rivalry at all.
Yeah.
And we never met them in national championship. Oh, in baseball we did in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hit a grand slam off of them. We were trailing 7-4, and we hit a grand slam.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So down by 3 in the bottom of the 9th, and you hit a grand slam on them. That's the only thing they could really hate LSU for.
Yeah. Probably that, and just any national championship you win, you don't like it when another team that you don't really love wins. That's like us. I don't like LSU doing
I don't know
good.
why the Hurricane fans would really hate LSU. There's so many other teams to hate.
Could be a potential playoff game.
A potential playoff game like this year, you think?
It would be cool to, LSU versus Miami.
So let's talk about that for a second. Bama was the first team out last year. Is that a consensus?
Yeah.
In the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
SMU...
They got in.
Or Indiana. Are those the two teams that were kicking around as the idea of who kept you out?
Yeah, that's what it was.
So who was it? SMU?
SMU, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you hate them?
Yeah.
Ah.
I don't think they're any good. Exactly what happened to them is exactly what I thought would happen to them. They got bounced in the first round, and that was it. Realistically, and they lost to Clemson anyway.
But Alabama was such a wild card. You didn't know if they were going to get bounced in the first round or the second round, or
right.
I don't think it would have lasted to the third round.
They probably could have lasted just depending on what draw they got. They could have probably matched up good with an Oregon or even a possibility of a Penn State last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Ohio State was the 8 seed, so they got the 1, which was Oregon. So you were not going to be there because the 12 seed
gets
the 5 and then a 4. And I don't even recall, was Boise State the 4? No.
No, because they were... They were a
3.
conference championship.
Yeah, but they were a 3.
They were
Boise
a 3.
State was.
Yeah.
The 4 was not Arizona State. It was Clemson.
Yeah, it was.
Wow. So you beat a 5, you get Clemson.
Yeah. I think that was very doable last year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, this year, too.
Yeah.
What?
But either way, we're going to be talking about a bunch of football, especially the Florida Gators, and we got a lot of inside information. Chris is going to dive into that for a pretty good while. And if you've got any call in, text in, anything you want to do to talk about what we're about to say, 850-215-6290, the Red 7T's phone line. It'll be great if you want to tell us your prediction of scores and all that. But real quick, we've got some high school football. It's Friday night. Bay High taking on Madison County. It's a big showdown. Madison County, usually a really good football team. They've lost a couple of games this year, but they've played some big-time teams, and so that's the reason behind that. But this game between Bay is really like one of the ones that everybody's wanting to watch because Madison County's been so dominant and so good in high school football. So realistically, tonight over at Tommy Oliver, it's going to be on. Mosley is traveling. They're going to be in Escambia playing on Emmett Smith Field tonight.
Yep.
Hopefully Tommy Joe Whidden and the boys will bring home the victory there. And then we've got Arnold and Bluntstown with Coach Jason Griffin getting back on Griffin getting back on the field. And yesterday we got to talk to him, and that was awesome to have him on. Breaking news: he's coming back. He got reinstated, and just an awesome thing. So they take on Bluntstown now. Real quick, I know we're everybody's waiting to talk about Florida and Miami, but so I was looking up the game between Arnold and Bluntstown tonight because Bluntstown's undefeated and they're good.
They got a workhorse at running back.
Yes. So the running back is the running back that was at Mariana last year.
Yep.
He rushed for 1,880 yards last year for Mariana, and I think it was something like 34 touchdowns. So he transferred to Bluntstown. Now, he was a Florida State signee.
Yep.
But he decommitted.
Flipped.
And he is a South Carolina signee now.
Wow.
So, yeah. So I'm excited about going over there. I made the decision last night. You know, I'm the leader of my house. I don't know how you guys, you know, with your significant others or girlfriends or whatever. I don't know how y'all run it, but like when Daddy speaks, that's what happens. Oh man. So anyway, I heard that Coach was coming back last night, and so I made the decision that me and my family, we're going to go over and check out Arnold tonight and watch him play. So I'm going to get to see this guy straight up to see what kind of running back he really is.
Is that a 6:30?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, okay.
Yeah, 7 over there at Arnold. And so, we're going to check him out to see how it's going and see if Coach Griffin can dial up some stuff to keep it close because that guy's dominant.
He's a beast,
and they've been riding his back all year so far anyway. So, and when you have a Division I running back at your school, usually they're usually, scoring. You have to outscore them.
So I wonder what the connection is with him in South Carolina, if it's family or if it's just, the coaches or what, and you lose the Vandy. You turn around, you lose another big game. I don't know, Missouri or whoever, South Carolina's got on their slate coming up soon. You don't want to lose, guys because you lost a few games like that.
Yeah, I think it really depends on, growing up and seeing some of these scouts come into my high school. It's crazy because what they'll do is they'll get so locked in with a coach. Mm-hmm. And when they get locked in with a coach like that, like you'll see that coach maybe take another job somewhere else, and then the next thing you know, they decommit and go where that coach goes because they feel like the connection or whatever. So, that's one of those things where you're like, man, was he committed to the school or he just was committed to this guy? And that was what was so significant about Coach Saban because he was the first one to land the helicopter on the football field, and the kids thought that was crazy. Why are you smirking like that? He was.
I never knew that story, but I mean, actually the two stories I think about as far as like recruiting went was actually Howard Schellenberger leaving his cigar. He would go and visit kids in inner city Miami, and he would leave his cigar, and he would just his impression that he left on kids was crazy. And then also the other one is actually Bear Bryant, going to Bo Jackson, and that's the other one I think of when I'm like, wow, this is kind of like surreal. Like they're like Bear Bryant called on that phone, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, that's what and they still do it, but just thinking about these guys that when they go to these kids' houses, and like everybody in the neighborhood knows that, you know, Coach Bear Bryant's coming, or Coach Nick Saban's coming, or you know, whoever's coming. But, you know, when you look at it like that, it's just like, man, I'm going to get to go play for the Seminoles. I'm going to get to go play for South Carolina. And that's the thing. And you know how it is. Kids nowadays, they want the money. Mm-hmm. And then they also want to be able to play. Because there's a big thing going online right now that says, why go sit the bench at a Division I school when you can go be the star at a FCS, and then you can transfer to the FBS and then make your money? You know, and that's realistically, that's how you do it right there if you don't get looked at early.
And the worst position I think that NIL's really affected badly is the running back position. Because we were talking about, you know, no running back room, you know, for some of these teams.
Yeah.
It's almost like all the best running backs, instead of going to like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 schools, they're spread out because they know they can start at all these other schools and get, you know, starting time and possibly get in the playoffs. Because, I mean, there's teams that are going to the playoffs that don't normally go, like Indiana and SMU like last year, and you wonder who's going to be the ones this year.
Yeah, and when you look at that, that's a good point that you're bringing up, because when you look at the running backs, are they starting to be like the NFL where they're not as looked at as high anymore, because the running back position is kind of like, you know, used to running backs would be taken in the first round all the time. Now, Bijan Robinson, he got drafted in the first round. He's one of the ones. Saquon Barkley went in the first round and that kind of stuff. But like normally the first round draft picks are no longer the running backs. Mm-hmm. And so now in college, it seems like they're doing the same thing with the running back position. They're kind of like, you know, we'll get one good one and then a few others that are pretty good. And then that's kind of all you get. But like when it was before the NIL and before the portal and all this stuff, when Saban was doing it, what was the pulling card for Saban is that I'm getting you to the pros. You might sit the bench behind the Heisman Trophy winner, Trent Richardson. You might sit behind Mark Ingram, and you might have to do, you know, you might get half the carries, but you're going to be the guy the following year. And then after him, Eddie Lacy. Then after him, TJ Yeldon. Then after him, Kenyon Drake. Then after him, Derrick Henry. You see, and so they all sat behind each other, but they all eventually all got drafted, all became NFL running backs.
Well, that and the glory of winning the national championship, and that's the reason why LSU is able to keep so many people in state.
Yeah. Because there's that chance. There's always that chance.
There's a chance?
There's a chance. And that's the same thing with Florida. Like, there's a chance because you can run the football in these big SEC schools, and then you can be drafted because they all need a good running back. And that's, you know, that's really the big deal, because what are SEC teams known for? It's what I went on the other day about running the football between the tackles, tough, hard-nosed football. But
the Big Ten...
Yeah.
They're known more for it.
They're doing it now, too, yeah. I mean, realistically...
Well, they've always been doing it since I've been living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But only a few schools.
Wisconsin...
Well,
I mean, Wisconsin's known for having the guys.
And Ohio State's...
A couple of Penn State guys.
Penn State guys.
A couple of Ohio State guys.
And then Michigan guys.
And then Michigan, their guys don't turn out in the NFL. Like, they have good running backs, get quite a few yards, maybe 900 yards on a year. But they don't. They go to the pros and they're nobodies.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't name a Michigan running back that was like an all-pro and pros.
Me either.
Yeah, that's true. Let me just, I got so caught up in our conversation that I didn't get the Facebook messages, and there's a lady that was the last name Wilson that wanted to comment about what we had said about me being the leader of my home. She said, "Wow, not true. You better make sure people know that you're joking." So anyway, I said it with a laugh. I was kidding. That was just a joke. I mean, but I really did say we're going to the game, and she wanted to go to the game though, either way. But getting back to these games, Bozeman has Sneed. Sneed's is 2-1. Bozeman is 2-2. So that ought to be a decent game. And then last night, guys, North Bay Haven. Now, give me some claps for this one, Bone Crusher. Give some claps. North Bay Haven.
1-2 in a row?
1-2 in a row last night. 37-6 over Weewall. Now, check this out. Our Sports Blitz Player of the Week Caleb, again, if I butcher this name, I'm very sorry. Muzazinski, 6 touchdowns last week, 4 thrown, 2 ran. Guess what happened again, Jeff? He did the same thing. Wow. 4 touchdowns thrown, 2 touchdowns ran, and dominated Weewall last night. So how about that? They haven't done that. I don't know what their history book says, but I'm just telling you, it's history being made at North Bay Haven. They're believing in what they're doing. They're a smaller school like we talked about. And the thing is for them to do so well, it's just really cool to see.
The school that you went to, high school, did y'all win football games?
No, we were a baseball school.
But y'all did have a football team.
We had we're a 6A school. So, I mean, we had a couple of guys that went to the University of Alabama. There would be college guys coming through. You know, people would come and visit.
See, my high school was horrible. We had a losing streak. It ended at 33, I believe is what the number is.
Wow.
33 losses in a row. It was horrible. And our school was majority girls because a lot of the guys in our district went to Catholic school.
That reminds me of FSU when it first got started.
Oh, yeah. And our pep rallies were kind of demotivated because of, we knew we were going to lose.
Yeah. Well, I will say this, and we're gonna talk about this after the break, but Joey Longnecker, I believe that's the way you say it, he said run by and stop the BS. So either way, he's talking about the Florida running back, and we're going to dive into that when we come back from the break because we've been talking a lot about some college football. Florida fans, it's your time up, baby. We're getting ready to talk Florida, Miami. You're listening to the Sports Blitz at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Get in the game. Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida broadcasts the biggest and best games of the week. We're your headquarters for premier matchups, huge rivalries, and fan favorites.
Saturday, it's Auburn and Oklahoma. Kickoff at 2:30, followed by Florida at Miami.
The Gulf Coast headquarters for college football is 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Friday. Mostly sunshine the rest of the day with a gentle breeze at 10 miles per hour coming out of the west-southwest, and look for it to be 89. Tonight there will be clear skies with the temperature reaching 75. Sunny tomorrow with a high of 88. Sunday will have a high of 87 and some sun. This weather is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
When it comes to building smart and roofing right, TK Vandy's is the name you can trust. They're your go-to for general contracting, design, build solutions, and top quality roofing. From concept to completion, they deliver excellence on time and on budget. Whether it's a custom build or a complex renovation, they've got you covered. Literally. Call TK Vandy today and build something better together. TK Vandy, built with purpose, roofed with pride.
Looking for a new way to explore Bay County? Or maybe your trusty bike needs a tune-up? Head to Steve's Bike Shop. They've got a huge selection of new and used bicycles, plus the latest electric bikes to get you where you need to go fast. And if your bike is acting up, their expert technicians repair all makes and models, even electric bikes. Serving Bay County for 46 years. Steve's Bike Shop, 1924 West 23rd Street, right across from Sam's. Steve's Bike Shop. Your ride starts here.
The Kings of the Swamp.
Falls loose at the 38. Gators got it. Wow.
The Gators renew their rivalry with the Miami Hurricanes.
Quick race down the near sideline. 20, 15, 10, the 5. Touchdown, Gators.
On your home for Florida football.
Gators at Hurricanes. Saturday, kickoff at 6:30 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Big wins feel even bigger, and the moments are still larger than life because your Atlanta Braves are still battling every single night.
Baldwin sends one soaring high in the air to deep right field, and that is out of here.
tonight. Be here as the Braves roll into Comerica Park for a weekend set with the AL Central Detroit Tigers.
Braves in Detroit to take on the Tigers. Coverage begins at 6 o'clock. Your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest Florida.
You found us inside the CBC Construction Studios. This is the Sports Blitz. We don't just talk sports. We start fires. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're pumped up on this Friday. We're excited about the weekend. Don't forget, you can call in. You can text in on the Red 70s phone line, 850-215-6290. Our resident Florida Gator analyst, fan, super fan, digital creator, all the other things that we can add to you. Hobbzilla is in the building, baby. We are ready to talk Florida and Miami. We've got the biggest game in the state going on this weekend right here, and we've got the Gators coming off of a tough loss to LSU, coming off tough online talking. But are the Gators going to be able to turn this thing around? Chris, what do you want to talk about? What do you think about them Gators right now? Let's talk about it.
Well, I mean, we got a tough game going into the Hard Rock, so, I mean, it's coming off of the two losses back-to-back, I'm kind of feeling a little worried, honestly.
Yeah, and that's what I wonder. I wondered if realistically the fans, are they worried? Are they worried? Because let me tell you a little bit about Miami for a minute there. They're not Garrett Nussmeier. They are a big difference to me than Garrett Nussmeier, because a guy by the name of Carson Beck, I've been ringing his praises for all of college football so far. And when you look at them, Chris, they spread you out, then they can run it. I mean, they can do a lot on offense.
They block really good. They're a well-oiled machine,
Yeah, and that's why a lot of people are picking them to go. I believe we do have somebody called in on the Red 70s phone line. We are going to go to it right now. Cody in Houston, Texas. Cody, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Ready for tomorrow, man.
So you're a Florida Gator fan. What is going on? How do you feel about tomorrow's matchup?
Man, we can always win if Billy not calling junior high football plays.
Oh, man, come on. So you believe that as well? You think that's the deal? Like, you agree with some of the sentiment that's been going online lately?
Man, I'm going to be completely honest. DJ is my little baby cousin. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. He threw 5 interceptions. Like, last week, if you look at it, yes, he had a horrible game looking at 5 interceptions. But he had, 33, 34 completions for 40. Well, he only really 13 balls hit the ground.
Right.
That means only 8 balls hit the ground. Like, man, half of them he running for his life, just throwing them. He could have threw them away. I'm with that. He made that decision. But at the same time, though, when you go in the game and the defenses know you only running 5 plays at max,
yeah,
it's not hard to shut down anybody. Like, man, I don't care. Like, I've seen stuff about bringing in the backups, and they backups for a reason. Like, I'm not taking nothing from them. Like if they was good enough, they would be starting. Like, honestly. Like, but man, anybody in that position would have did that, if not worse. So I can't. That's football. That's part of football. But as football, though, you cannot put your team in a position to win with poor coaching. Like,
yeah, and you got to think, DJ's a 5-star guy. You can't not think about what he did last year. I mean, you saw how good he can be, and so yeah, it makes you think that way.
He did that with less talent on the team. Like, I'm not taking nothing from DK. I'm not taking nothing from the other ones that left last year. He did what he did last year on a bum leg and a bum throwing shoulder.
Yeah.
With less talent. And this year, man, I had high hopes, man. Like, they got way too much talent in Florida. Like, man, you look at the defense this year. Like, how the hell LSU to 13 points, basically?
Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
Points.
Yeah.
Like, the score should have been 10 to 40 something.
Yeah.
So, you could take LSU as the top team in the SEC. No. Like right now, the SEC is wide open. Like, I don't know who's the best because ain't nobody showed me nothing really, honestly.
Yeah.
But,
well, let me ask you this about Coach Napier. Do you think he needs an offensive coordinator? Because, Joey, one of our listeners, he said if he was the AD, he would definitely hire an offensive coordinator instead of having him call all the plays. How do you feel about that?
And at this point, I think Billy's trying to get a buyout. He got to be trying to get a buyout. Like, I don't know. You can't want your job if you don't want to give up play calling. Like, honestly, like I told one of my other friends, Chris, man, like, hey, man, like, Billy remind me of Mac Brown. I'm a Texas Longhorn fan. I'm a Gator fan because of my cousin DJ. I'm a Lagway. But shit, man, Billy remind me of Mac Brown. Great recruiter. He can get people. He can get people to wherever he at. But when it come down to line up on the field, and he's like he might have a great game where you like, damn, that's Billy. Okay, and then he might go on a spree of 6-7 games where he's completely look like he don't have no football IQ. Like, how is he a football coach?
Right. No, I'm with you, Cody. Well, listen, Cody, our phone lines are blowing up. We got another call coming in. Man, we appreciate you calling. And when you do talk to DJ, tell him that us guys over here at ESPN Northwest Florida are pulling for him, hoping that he can pull off something this weekend, my friend. Appreciate the call.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Cody. All right, we're going to take our next call. Bill of Covington, Tennessee, big Gator fan. Bill, how you doing today, my friend?
Well, I'd be doing better if we could win a game. What's sad is our defense has allowed only two offensive touchdowns.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, they're playing championship football.
Yeah, and I mean, when you look at it, you look at LSU, they're supposed to be, with Garrett Nussmeier, supposed to be all of this talk about how great their offense is. And, we got LSU Jeff in here with us, and he's not very, too high on Nussmeier either. But still, coming into this year, they had him possibility going to New York. So, I mean, for the Gators to play that kind of defense, that's what it's about.
Brother, we got DJ Lagway supposed to be there, too. Arch Manning's supposed to be there, too. Neither one will be there. None of the three will be there.
I agree.
But here, Oklahoma's going to win the Heisman. But here's the problem. Billy Napier's play calling sucks. He's a terrible head coach. He can't manage a game. I drove 11 and a half hours from where I lived to Gainesville to watch South Florida beat the crap out of us.
Oh, man.
Oh, no, wait a minute. You lost by 2, and you were leading the whole fourth quarter.
Hey, man, I lost the law. Billy Napier got outsmarted like he always does.
And it was
Too many penalties.
That hurts worse.
Yeah, hell, man, my local high school could compete with these guys right now.
Well, see, that's the key, man.
I mean, it's not the players' fault. It's not the players' fault. We have a roster that can compete with any team in the nation. All we have is a leadership problem at the top, and that's Billy Napier.
So you definitely want him going, right?
Look, and I'm like Shane Matthews says, who are you going to get to call plays? The problem is execution. He's not developing the players Monday through Friday. He gets up there on the podium and says all these great things. Everybody knows Billy's a great guy, and I agree he is. But he's not a head coach for the SEC. He's way in over his head. I think we need to be getting our money together and call Lane Kiffin and say, hey, man, it's yours. It's yours.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a lot of people are talking about that.
Get Billy out of there, man. Billy is not a head football coach in an SEC program, especially Florida.
Yes.
Like Shane and JC and those guys on his podcast talk about, this is the time to make that hire, that splash hire to make Florida relevant. Or some of us that are mid-40s to 50s will not see another relevant Florida team ever.
Oh, man. I'm with you on that. Well, Bill, thank you.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
That's what we're down to. And I'm going to tell you, the best team on the field last weekend wasn't the LSU Tigers.
Wow.
We gave them the ball 5 times.
Yeah.
5 times.
No, I'm with you on that. Well, Bill, thank you so much for that, man.
The problem is not the team. The problem is not the roster. The problem is the Billy. Hey, you know what? We're not the Florida Gators. We're the Bad News Billies, kind of like the Bad News Bears, the Bad News Billies.
Oh, man, Bill, I appreciate you calling. We got another caller coming in. Thank you so much for your call.
Make sure Billy Napier, the Bad News Billy, hears that, please. Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
Yes,
Go
sir.
Gators.
Yes,
Go
sir.
Gators.
Thank you, Bill. All right, man. Well, we got our next caller, John. You're calling from Destin. How you doing today, John?
Hey, doing good, fellas. I'm working, so forgive me. I just wanted to drop a few points and listen to y'all entertainment.
Yes, sir.
Hey, real sorry, I'm at a red light here. So I wanted to touch on a few just quick hitter facts, man. Miami's offense is scoring 38 a game. They're ranked top 20. Florida's allowing 19, as that last gentleman said, which is good for, I think, like 40 or 38 or something like that. The Gators are only scoring 13 a game, and Miami's only allowing 18 a game. So to me, don't look at the opponent straight away by the numbers. I think it could be a battle. I mean, I'm blown away how bad Florida is. As a Seminole fan, I'm enjoying it, but I mean, DJ looks like me out there.
Well, and that's the key. I mean, when you look at the way I feel like, you know, exactly what Cody, the other caller, was saying is sometimes you put your quarterback in positions and there's really no way to succeed. You know what I mean? I mean, when you make your team one-dimensional, that, for a defensive coordinator, they start to really dial it up. And that, as you saw, that's what a good coordinator will do. He'll start dialing it up on you. And that's really what happened with DJ, I believe.
That's exactly right. So, and that's kind of my point. I think if Florida can run the ball, I mean, we've all heard it. Run it ad nauseum with that kid Ball. He seems like a stud. Play stingy ball control. Florida has a chance to edge these guys out, and I believe that. And I know it's a tough environment, and they're on the road, yada, yada. But look, they're practicing in Florida, right? We're here in Panama or Destin or wherever. It's humid everywhere, right? So it's the Florida heat. Go to Miami, they could steal one on the road. If we look back, though, just now we've mentioned the stats, let's look at the games real quick. Miami beat the Irish by 3. I like the Irish. I'm not sold, you know, they lose their quarterback last year. That kid's still there. They're right back in the playoff. Without them, we'll see. All right, jury's out. They beat Bethune, you're supposed to. They beat South Florida by 37. I mean, I would like South Florida. I think they're better than people think. But I think that quarterback kind of makes them one-dimensional. I mean, that kid Brown, you kind of key on him if you can bottle him up. Right now, inversely, Florida beats LIU. No disrespect to Hopzilla and you guys that are Gator fans, but it's LIU, all right?
Yep.
They lose a 2-point game to South Florida, as you know, and then they lose to LSU, which, like that last caller said, man, their defense is standing on their head. The offense has got to wake up, and I think it's possible. But the eyeball test, the Canes can sling it all over to their skill guys, and those guys at wide receiver make a concerted effort at attacking the ball. They're not waiting on the ball to come to them. It's like back when the Canes were relevant. These guys are making an effort. They'll come back to the ball, and they're going to out-muscle you for it. So, to me, they look as good as anybody I've seen in college, at least through the air. But I want to hear y'all's points. I'm going to drop my 3 picks on you, and I'll get back to work here and listen in.
All right, go ahead.
Give me Bay High by a touchdown. That's my alma mater.
I like it. Come on.
Go Tornadoes. Hurricanes by 10. I'm sorry, Hopzilla. And the Knowles to cover anything less than 55. Y'all have a good one.
Oh, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Go Gators.
We appreciate you on the call. You know, guys, when you listen to the callers' intensity, you know, and then that's what I really start thinking about. Whenever we made the switch, when we made the switch over from Nick Saban to Kalen DeBoer, and I'll just be honest with you, as an Alabama fan, I was scared. I mean, I was a little bit frightened. I was scared about it. I'm not sure what he's going to do. I'm still not 100% thinking that he's the guy. But to remember all those years of the mics that we had at Alabama, and now seeing Florida, you hear the passion of the fans in their voices. You see online what they're posting. And I mean, Chris, you're a big fan, but this is concerning. This is a big concern for their team. And, you know, we're going in week number 4 now. And it's like, gosh, you know, where are we? Are we going to lose our coach? Are we going to keep our coach? Are we going to lose our quarterback? Are we going to keep our quarterback? Like,
we don't want to go down to Miami and get blown out. And you can hear that in their voices. Is that how you feel about it? Is that how you hear people talking online about it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've got people, that are selling tickets, season tickets and all kind of stuff. They're really, and a lot of people are just pressing the same issues that these callers are making great points. The Gators need to run the ball. They literally need to run Jaden Ball. I mean, he picks up, I think, around 5 yards a carry minimum. So, I mean, he's a great running back. DJ, the thing with him is he hasn't actually had a good game, and Miami hasn't had a bad game. So in my eyes, Miami might be due for a bad game, and Florida actually may have a good game, with DJ, because Billy, he says this is basically DJ's fourth week of practice is the way he terms.
Wow. Yeah, and that's huge when you look at it, because he's been hurt, and we knew that coming in. All the people were speculating because of the way he was taking his pictures, and they never saw his legs and all that stuff, and they said he was wearing a walking boot, and all that seemed to be true. And so, but when you talk about being able to run the football, that being a staple in the SEC of old. Now, I'm not saying that this year can't be different, because we are seeing a lot different, seeming like running styles. I mean, Texas, Alabama, Florida, not running the ball typically like they normally do. And then when you see, when everybody knows the backfield that you have with Ball, that's really the problem, because as I was looking at his stats, he's got 37 carries, 243 yards, but there were some runs during those carries that you could just see the talent.
Yeah, I mean, he was gaining yards against LSU at the very beginning of the game. We were driving the ball good, and then they just started passing the ball with DJ, and he's just so out of rhythm. We got Aiden Mizell on the team. He's a great wide receiver. I think he only was in the game like 10 plays, and he scored a touchdown in that. So, that's like 10% chance he's going to score a touchdown, and with Lagway, he threw the ball so much, it came out to 10% passes were intercepted, so.
And don't forget, Jeff, when you look at LSU's defense, I mean, they have studs around there.
Okay, so you read my mind for a second there, except you want to say one thing: defensive backfield.
Yeah.
And that's what LSU has been known for.
Yeah. Yes.
And we've done it time and time again, just haven't done it in the last few years, and that's what we have this year. So you're talking about Lagway getting out of rhythm and everything, but who's disrupting the rhythm?
LSU's defense.
It's the defensive backs.
Yep. What Lagway is saying is that he's being shown so many new looks this year. He's not used to it. He's not the best at reading defenses yet. He didn't get any practice. No summer workouts, none of that. So, I mean, this is to be expected in a way. I just wish I would have, thought before, he's not a superhero. So, this is going to end kind of badly, but he has time to turn it around, because like Napier said, it is week 4 of practice, and I believe in this 5-star quarterback. I think that, he's going to turn it around. I just don't know when,
Yeah. And I'm going to go, and I just wanted to give a shout out to our YouTube. You guys are awesome. We appreciate it. You can also comment on YouTube as well. If you're watching and listening, we can definitely read your comments. So you can do that as well. I want to read a couple of more comments. Bill McWhirter, he said, Miami has a coach. Everyone knows our plays. Billy is wasting Ball, Lagway, and Mizell, and every other offensive player that they have. And so that really, when you look at it, when you see that, that's one of those things where you really, it makes you wonder. You got all this talent, and you can see the talent when they get the opportunity. That's kind of where we were going. And then you see the defense, how good they play, and how that they, people can say what they want, and I know I give Garrett Nussmeier, I give him a little bit of down talk or whatever.
It's okay.
But he's a college football player, and he's been successful. He's won ball games at LSU, and for Florida to play as good against a well-established SEC quarterback with a coach that knows what he's doing. Brian Kelly, whether you like him or hate him, he knows what he's doing. He's been in the college game for a long time. He's been successful every single place he's went. And so, it's not just some, high school guy that doesn't know what he's doing. And to only score 20 points, that's just crazy. So when you look at that makes me wonder, is Billy squandering some of this talent that he's got around?
Definitely has.
Well, I think you're giving too much credit to Mario Cristobal. And you predicted your score, and I'll repeat it because you said it on the air.
Mm-hmm.
42-14. Do you really think the Hurricanes are going to score 42? And if they do, they're going to need Lagway to throw interceptions to get there.
They scored 41 last year, so.
Yeah, but
at home this year.
After that, the Gators beat Ole Miss and LSU.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest. They developed as the season went.
They did.
Now, does that make me think that maybe Billy Napier doesn't have his team prepped at the beginning of the year, and maybe they mature and get better as the season goes along? I don't know.
It seems that way. We do play terrible at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, so. And then the caller in from Destin said 10-point win. Mm-hmm. I said 10-point win. That was the closest of the 4 that were on air that predicted the score, because the other people were 18 and 32.
Yeah.
I nailed the score for LSU. I was 24-20, but,
24. Yeah, you said 24. I do remember that.
But Florida just let me down.
20, I do.
Yeah, so I got LSU's score right, but Florida just...
I said 20. I said 27-20.
Yeah, I remember.
LSU.
Yeah. You're talking Jeff's language. We do have to take our next break. And when we come back, we're going to keep discussing the Florida Gators versus the Miami Hurricanes. You're listening to the Sports Blitz at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Reach out and smack someone. Call or text now. 850-215-6290. The Red 7T Studio Line. Your home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This Sunday, it's an NFL doubleheader. First, the Arizona Cardinals at the San Francisco 49ers. Coverage starts at 3. Kickoff at 3:25. Followed by the 0-2 Chiefs at the New York Giants. Sunday night football. Coverage starts at 6:30 right here on your home for the NFL on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN. Touchdown! Northwest Florida.
Hi, folks. It's Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. Did you know that we do more than just sell some of the finest jewelry in town? We can engrave on your wedding band, locket, Yeti cup, or almost anything. Need your watch battery changed? We can do that too. Our expert will even evaluate your coin collection. And of course, we always pay top dollar for your old gold and silver jewelry. See, there's a lot more to Tracy's Fine Jewelry than a lot of pretty sparkly things. Come and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
When you bring your vehicle to Panama City Toyota for repairs or maintenance, you'll get the warmest welcome around.
That's because we see service differently.
It's not only an expert team that can help with everything, from simple adjustments to a new set of tires. It's also a team that values your time, so we make your experience as quick and comfortable as possible. Because we're committed to service that goes beyond. Only at Panama City Toyota.
College Football Saturday on ESPN Radio. It's a showdown in the SEC.
Arnold shot to the end zone.
Jackson Arnold leads the 3-0 and 22nd ranked Auburn Tigers into Oklahoma to face his former team, the 3-0 11th ranked Sooners.
Kickoff Saturday, 2:30 on 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Now, we're live and local inside the CBC Construction Studios. Climb into our TM and jump into the chat. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson is live on Facebook. Interact with Paul and other sports fanatics. Now, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 70s phone line, 850-215-6290. We've been having a great day. We are going to go back to the Red 70s phone line. Cody, are you with me, my friend? Cody, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, buddy, what's going on, Cody? What do you want to share with us real quick?
Man, I just want to say this and I'm gone. But, man, I read a bunch of comments in a bunch of Florida Facebook groups, bro, after the last 2 games on DJ, bro. I just want to say this, bro, like, being, like, me, I'm not a Florida Gator fan, but DJ's my little baby cousin. He can go play for UMass. Or
That's
Tulsa.
right.
And I'm going to be a Tulsa fan, like one of them. And, like, just being honest, bro, DJ been a Florida Gator fan since he been playing Little League football. Like, flag football, that's been his favorite school, like, in team. And, like, bro, it just hurt me to see people give up on him and smoke him out behind poor coaching and poor play. You know, like, it just, man, ain't nobody Superman, but
he could have went anywhere.
Football, man, it just, man, that just hurt, man, and I just hope, man, hey.
Yeah, I hate that.
Turn around this week and give the ball to Jaden and give the ball to other players and stop trying to run the offense through DJ and Brown.
Yeah, no, you're right. And that's the thing. I think people lose the fact, and thank you again, Cody. We appreciate the call, man. You know, when you look at this, guys, when we talk about these kids, and I mean, yes, they're making millions of dollars. A lot of them are. DJ is for sure. We sometimes put them on this pedestal, and we forget the fact that they're 19 years old, they're 18 years old, they're 20 years old. And, you know, we all, when we were 18, 19, and 20, we wasn't handling all the pressure. There wasn't a social media that we had to look at, that people were calling in or texting in saying we're terrible, we're no good, we should be working at McDonald's. Like, all of these things like that, we've got to, you know, and I think it comes with the territory. Don't get me wrong. It comes with the territory, high profile life, high profile criticism. You know, I think those two are hand in hand. But really, when you look at it, sometimes we do forget that fact, you know, because again, Chris, we're talking about a love for our team. This is our team. You know what I mean? When you're buying your clothes, you know, when it says Florida and you want to wear it, you know, that's your team. That's who you representing. And you want to win so bad that sometimes we might say some stuff that might be a little bit like too far.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just want to say to Cody, because he's a friend of mine and everything, that, you know, try to think about the fact that DJ could have went anywhere. So the Gator fans need to, you know, appreciate, even though he's thrown the 5 interceptions and everything, they need to appreciate him coming to Florida, because, you know, last season we went 8-5, you know. So, I mean, he
because of him.
Exactly. And he played hurt. He, you know, did everything he could do for the Gators. And we need to chill out a little bit on DJ Lagway, I feel like.
Yeah, and what Cody said was kind of eye-opening, and that's why I went there, was because he said, man, he's a fan. He's a fan of the Florida Gators. Yep. That means he loves the Florida Gators. He wanted to go to Florida.
And it breaks his heart to see people either give up on him or talk smack about him just because of one game.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm not saying anything about the South Florida game. I mean, this last game is the game we're talking about.
Yeah.
Because of the 5 interceptions.
Imagine you're a quarterback. Sorry to interrupt, but imagine you're a quarterback and you're practicing against LSU. You know, that's his practice in reality, you know?
Yeah.
And you know what? Social media is the closest to reading somebody's mind that you'll ever get. Because you know why? These people on social media think they can say anything. They can insult anybody because they're sitting behind a phone or a computer, and they can say what's on their mind. And look, some people are going to say hurtful things.
Yeah, and that's 100%. Part of it. That's part of it. And we love our teams. You know, yesterday we talked about how that we're not tied to the players more than we are our university. We're more tied to our university. And yeah, we all love our players and we'll keep up with them. You know, when DJ goes pro, we'll keep up with whatever team he goes to. But when you look at it, he isn't Florida. Florida is Florida. Mm-hmm. And we love Florida. You know what I mean? As far as fans,
Agreed.
Gator fans.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. Let me read some of this. You know, some of the comments here on Facebook says Tebow handled it pretty well. I'm just saying. So there you go. And then Joshua James Leon said that I hear that there's 3 of the defensive line players out now for this game. So I wonder how the defense is going to hold up. Chris, do you know anything about that? Are there 3 defensive linemen out for Florida right now?
Well, I know
Banks is out.
Yeah, Banks is out. You know, we do. I'm not sure about the 3 players, but I know that we have, like you said, Banks out, LJ McCray, he was a 5-star, he's out, got hurt in USF, and also, again, Dallas Wilson is injured,
Huge.
So for, Billy's sake of trying to, say his play calling's terrible and everything, Dallas Wilson probably played a huge role in the deep game,
Yeah.
So, because, that dude is a monster. He had like 200 yards in the spring game, and that's like really unheard of for Florida receiver.
Yeah, well, we're going to go ahead and go to the Red 7T's phone line. Gator Jamie, heading home from work, man. Jamie, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Doing good, man. Thanks for calling. How can we talk to you today? What you got for us?
Man, I was listening to the pity party for DJ. And, I thought I needed to come in and call in with some reality, man. He threw 5 picks. And then not all of it's on him, but at some point he's got to take some accountability for where he's throwing the ball. I think after the pick 6, we should have sat him at least for a drive to let him collect himself, because it seemed like after that he was just winging it up there for anybody. And the one down there when we were in field goal range, and he threw that, I think it was the 4th one, basically to take us out of the game. We could have kicked the field goal, been in a 1-score game. And who knows what could have happened. But, no, he threw it to the other team. Again, at some point he's got it. Like 8th grade junior high kids get sat down for 4 or 5 interceptions.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Now, let me ask you this, Jamie. When you saw the interceptions, because they were not – it was old school baiting going on out there, because he was throwing into triple coverage, sometimes even quadruple coverage. It was almost like they knew right where he was throwing the football. Did that aggravate you more than just throwing an interception, like just a normal, just letting one get away from you?
Yeah, absolutely, because, you throw a high ball across the middle, it gets tipped and somebody picks it. That happens to every quarterback. But, it just either he's not seeing the field and he doesn't know where to go with the ball, and he's just locking on to the first read and then letting it rip. And, a good defense, they're going to know what the first read is anyway. They should. So if they know he's just one read guy and he's going to let it rip no matter what, just everybody go that way. If you got 3 guys in one spot, there's got to be somebody open somewhere.
Yeah, I agree with you. That was, to me, the biggest highlight of the night, was the fact that, the coverages, it just seemed like he didn't see it. And that, for me, is a problem. Also, I agree with you. There's nothing wrong with it. One of our listeners said, Spurrier would have sat him for a minute and brought somebody else in.
Shane Matthews.
Look at it. Yeah, let's talk about it for a second. Let's look at it. Let's look at what you did, what you saw. Let's talk about what you saw. Let this other kid get out there, and if we go 3 and out and we give it back to him, then so be it. Then you'll be ready for the next time.
So, Shane Matthews, Spurrier did not bench him when he threw 5 interceptions.
Oh, wow.
Huh. And Terry Dean and Danny Werfel in 1993, they threw 7 in a game.
Ooh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So I thought Jamie Howard for LSU was bad.
Hey, but Coach Spurrier would sit you for throwing the wrong one. If it was the wrong one, he would sit you for throwing the wrong one.
Yeah, and that's the key.
A lot of DJs were the wrong one. They were the wrong interception. It's not just the interception; it's the wrong interception. It's it's not getting to your check down and winging it across the middle where everybody's standing there. Just throw it to the check down. Get 5 yards. Let's play again. Let's go again.
Yeah, one of the callers was saying that the offense was just, the play calling was realistically the problem. So
too predictable.
Yeah,
I 100% agree with that. But like I said, the quarterback is the only one that's responsible for where he throws the ball.
So, Jamie, we're about to have to take our top of the hour break. Let me ask you this before we go. Give me your prediction on the score, and then tell us who you would like to see come in and be the Florida Gators' brand new head coach.
Oh, man. A score, I gotta stay true. I'm going to say we're going to get the dub. We'll go 27-20.
Come on.
Get a couple of defense touchdowns.
Go Gators.
And then as far as the new coach, really the only guy I've been looking at is Beamer from South Carolina. I'd love to get him in. I just love the way that team plays ball. They're always buttoned up. They always play well. They never penalize. They're always business. And I like that. That's what we need, is somebody to come in and button it up. You know, I feel like we got a bunch of willy-nilly going on right now, a bunch of lollygaggers. We got a bunch of lollygagging going on.
Yeah, well, I agree with you.
We need some business. You know, we need somebody to come in and take care of business.
I'm with you on that. I appreciate the call, man. Make sure anytime you want to call, we're more than willing to have you on. Appreciate it, Jamie. Have a good rest of your day. You know, guys, when we look at the Gators and Miami, that's the first person that I've heard that's picked the Gators. I mean, as far as that I've talked to, nobody else has picked the Gators yet, and that's pretty crazy.
Like I said.
The irony is Shane Beamer is probably the most inconsistent SEC coach, and the Gators are probably not too far behind.
Right.
To be honest with you, because you look at last year.
Yeah. Well, when we come back, we're going to keep discussing this Florida Gator Miami Hurricane matchup. You're listening to the Sports Blitz at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Call or text in now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the Man Cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Friday. Mostly sunshine the rest of the day with a gentle breeze at 10 miles per hour coming out of the west-southwest, and look for it to be 89. Tonight, it will be clear skies with the temperature reaching 75. Sunny tomorrow with a high of 88. Sunday will have a high of 87 and some sun. This weather is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. No, you see, you get $150 in bonus bets after your first $5 bet hits.
Did somebody say hit?
Whoa, Ray Lewis? We were just saying if your bet hits.
Huh? You know I love a good form tackle.
We know, Ray. We know.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 and up and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory, or visit online, instantReplaySportsCards.com.
WVLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Kings of the Swamp.
Falls loose at the 38. Gators got it. Wow.
The Gators renew their rivalry with the Miami Hurricanes.
Quick race down the near sideline. 20, 15, 10 with 5. Touchdown, Gators.
On your home for Florida football.
Gators at Hurricanes. Saturday, kickoff at 6:30 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Broadcasting from the CBC Construction Studios. Can you take the hits? Here comes the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Yeah, it's 5:01 on a Friday. We made it to the weekend, baby. You did it. It took a long time, it seemed like, but man, we finally got here. We're excited. We're having a blast here at the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. No doubt some of you, you're just getting in your trucks, you're getting in your car. We've been talking about this Florida Gator Miami matchup. We've been having a lot of people call in. Don't forget, you can call in. You can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We got LSU Jeff in the house. He's excited. We got Chris, the Florida State fan, Hobbzilla, going on in here. Not Florida State. Yeah. I was going to see if you were listening.
Me. Yeah, I'm definitely listening.
We had to give him a little bit of the Florida State hate while he was here, since we did put him in front of the Georgia Bulldogs sign. So that makes it a little bit better for you. So anyway, we've been talking a lot about this game, and I want to go to our Facebook page and read some of it. James Kelly Jr., he said, "Go Canes, 38-10. Christopher Multiconte, Miami's best wide receiver and co-starting running back, returns this week." So there you go. Some people are not happy about the Beamer suggestion. One thing about DJ is that he cannot read a too high safety set, and he's trying to be the hero. He won't take the profit. He's trying to hit the lottery instead of taking the open man in the flat. So realistically, when you look at it, a lot of passion in these Gator fans. And, sometimes, it's tough. Sometimes when things get out of hand, sometimes it gets really out of hand. And, again, we go back to look at it. This Gator defense has been solid. This Gator defense has played really good. But as we learned over the break, there's some defensive linemen that are in trouble. Tell us about that a little bit, Chris.
Well, we got Micah Burrow out, Caleb Banks, and George Gumbs Jr., and those are all major playmakers. So I did read a statistic on Miami earlier. Their defensive line wins like 67% of the matchups.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be up to that Gator offense to give him some time. And it's also going to take some time for him to really figure out what they're running and what they're doing. I'm sure they watched a lot of the LSU, film, and probably is going to run some of the same sets to kind of give him, a different, the same kind of looks to see if he's grown in that. And, guys, we got to talk about it. Billy is on the hot seat. Billy is under pressure. Billy could get replaced this weekend. And it could be a la, and my wife says, don't say Allah, because she thinks that's what the Muslim people say, but that's not what I'm saying.
No, a la carte.
A la carte. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This is a specialty order.
No,
yeah, served up. Here's your red slip, and don't wear it.
That's right. So what I'm saying is, it looks a lot like it could be kind of what USC did to Lane Kiffin. They got rid of him on the tarmac. And so realistically, Billy's job's on the line.
Well, at least Miami's only a certain drive to Gainesville was like 7 hours or something like that, 6.5 hour drive. It's not that far.
Yeah, so I mean, when you look at that,
but I mean, how bad does he get? I've already said it that he was going to get fired on Sunday. But if he wins, let's do the verse. So then he's got a couple of big games behind it, and then he's got Mississippi State.
Yeah,
and then you want to talk about a must win.
Yeah, you got to
lose Mississippi State. Yeah, you're done.
Yeah,
you can't.
I don't care if you beat Miami and you lose 2 games behind it. You lose to Mississippi State and then you're done.
Yeah, he has a losing record right now as a coach. So for the Gators,
yeah, and they said what did I say about Dan Mullins? 28 games in a row.
Yeah,
you have to win to have the same record as Dan Mullins at Florida. Wow. That's horrible.
Yeah.
So let me talk to you, Chris, about this, and I'll give you my opinion. For what it's worth, you can take it. So when you look at the coach, Billy Napier, and you look at the style of play that he's come from, there are specific coaches that can coach with 2 and 3 stars, 1 stars, and really make a big deal and have those seasons where you're really good because you're not playing the top level talent, and they do really good there. They flourish.
Yeah.
But there's some coaches that can go from there, and I'll give Brian Kelly the the promotion on this one. He's one of those guys. He went from Cincinnati, then he went to Notre Dame, and then you know what I mean? Now
Grand Valley State.
Grand Valley. Yeah. It started out there, right? So he won at all levels, and he was able to coach. Sometimes these guys that can win at your MAC schools, that can win at your AAC schools, or, your lower level college football, and then you put them in the biggest conference in the country, and they don't pan out so well. And I think, honestly, I'll just be honest with you, it's not that I don't think Billy's a good coach. It's not that I don't think he could be a great coordinator. It's just the fact that I'm not so sure that the job's just too big for him.
I agree with that. I mean, he's had this much time now, and now he has a losing record, and the plays are just completely predictable. I love him as a recruiter. I think he's an elite recruiter. Like, he can put a roster together like nobody's business, but if he don't ever hire an offensive coordinator and won't budge on that, he's going to get fired. And I was a fan of Billy Napier just because of the players that he could bring in, He brings in players that, everybody wanted DJ Lagway. It's amazing that he didn't end up at Texas or Texas A&M, I was told Texas A&M actually offered him way more money than Florida, but he's a Florida fan, so he went to Florida, so...
he played quarterback. I think it was at Furman, was it? I think he's a Carolina guy. Yeah. And, let's be honest. The Sun Belt Conference, how many coaches from the Sun Belt have really gone on to big places? Now, we have the one that went from Troy to Tulane, but Tulane's not a big school, Right. And then, of course, Hugh Freeze is an anomaly because actually he was at Liberty, which isn't even a Sun Belt, but it's on the same kind of level, But he had already been at Ole Miss to go to Auburn, So it's different. Billy Napier is an anomaly. There's nobody like him as far as like coming from the Sun Belt to a big SEC school like that. I don't think there's anybody like him. Yeah. But, and then, I don't want to say this was a test, but, is it going to happen again? The chances are not likely. Unless James Madison or some school like that really turns it up for a few years in a row. And not just this 1 year splash type stuff.
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't think so. I don't think it happens.
You know where Saban was after the Browns, right?
Yeah.
Kent State. That's the worst program in 1A history.
Right.
The worst. No, they are the worst. And then he went to Michigan State, and he did okay there. And then when he got to LSU people were not like, oh, wow, we got Nick Saban, because he wasn't Nick Saban yet.
Right.
I mean, LSU is different from Alabama because, you said the words earlier that you get a coach like DeBoer and you're worried. LSU people have never been worried about a new coach. They haven't been because they only have 5-6 year lifetime usually. Yeah. We go through coaches a lot quicker than y'all do, but you had so many years of Bear Bryant, so many years of Saban that y'all think differently about coaches than LSU does. We don't worry about the next coach. We give our trust into the AD and the whole athletic department to make the right decision and to keep the right quarterbacks and all that. And sure, we do boo quarterbacks out. It's a pretty rough situation, but we're different from other schools.
So Billy's got a new nickname, basically based on our Facebook page, called the Sunbelt Billy. So there you go. But when you look at it, a lot of people are talking about it. Now, Chris Doering on the SEC Network, he picked Florida this weekend to win.
Well, he's a wide receiver.
And he was a wide receiver at Florida. Yeah. So when you talk about coaches and wanting other coaches to come in, because it's a reality. It's going to happen. There's such unrest. And I know, Jeff, you've said in the times past that the fans don't really move the mark as much on some of the coaching. They're going to say what they want to say. But I don't know at this point if he loses to Miami and say they lose bad, and I know you said that if they lose, that he's gone. Mm-hmm. But I don't see anything saving his job outside of a victory. I mean, is that how you feel? I mean, if they go down to the wire and they kick a field goal to lose, Miami kicks a field goal and wins the game, do you think that saves Billy if they have a game that's competitive?
I mean, I'm just speaking from everything that I hear. Scott Strickland loves Billy Napier. He could survive this season. I mean, that would save him some money as far as, with the buyout and everything. He's at a $20 million buyout right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not saying the man's getting fired until, it just gets awful. That would be the only way it would get, because right now it's not, that is bad, the record that we have, but the opponents that we're going to play, I think that the AD will take that into consideration, plus the fact that DJ had no practice and all that, stuff. I think that really makes an impact with him.
So people have brought up, so people have brought up the backup. And that's just, that's something that everybody has been talking about.
Everybody's favorite player is the backup quarterback.
Yeah. And so who is the backup? Tell us a little bit about him, because I don't know a lot. I do know that a friend of mine was telling me that he just looked way more comfortable in running the offense. And I know it was against Long Island University, but he just looked really good. He looked fluid. He looked like he didn't, he said that DJ kind of looked like he was hurt.
Yeah.
And that, the other quarterback just looked fresher and more, seemed like he would be one of those guys that can make a lot of explosive plays.
Well, if he would have played against USF or LSU, I'd have more of an opinion on him. But, he was doing that against LIU,
Right.
So, it's easy to look good against LIU, He's an excellent quarterback, Tramel Jones. He was a highly recruited. Florida State had him. We flipped him to us, and there's some rumors going around about the locker room being torn apart right now. Shannon Snell's talking about that and things, and but what I was told was DJ, and you don't see DJ without Tramel, and DJ was the whole reason Tramel came. So the locker room, rumors need to be squashed that there isn't a torn apart locker room or anything like that. But as far as Tramel Jones, he's a great quarterback, but he needs some experience. He hasn't played in any games. I think it gets the same result. He might not throw 5 picks, but he's not going to, save the day either,
Well, and that with a backup quarterback, you do have to dumb down the offense. Whether people say Billy's running elementary offense now or not, it's still going to be even worse probably with him in there. It'd look more like what high schoolers are running tonight. You know what I mean? So, but there's people calling him out. When you look at it, some people are saying, I know one of the listeners is saying that Billy's job's safe until Georgia. And I get it, but I don't see that. Now, let me ask you this. When we get back to the locker room, because this is one of the questions that I had written down that I wanted to ask you, because there's been some talk. There's been a lot of talk about people, saying that the locker room's lost, that the locker room's split, that the locker room isn't what everybody's depicting it to be because Billy is coddling DJ and that, DJ gets away with this, showing up late or not being there on time. Special treatment. Is any of that true?
I can't 100% say, because, he is, the big man on campus. So I'm sure, like any other big man on campus, he gets a little bit of special treatment, But Shannon Snell, he's a former Florida Gator and everything, and he said that the locker room is torn apart, and he kind of just started a big, viral explosion. But I really feel like he's doing that to be relevant again. I know that kind of sounds rough, but, I talked directly to my source that knows the coaches, knows the players and everything, and he told me that Tramel and DJ are cool. There is no beef amongst the team. It's supposedly divided like, Team Jones and Team, Lagway. Exactly, but it's not the case. It's just a rumor. So.
Well, and you look at it, Jeff, when you've seen college football, when you have a highly recruited 5-star coming in and he's backing up another highly recruited 5-star. Yeah. It takes special coaching. It takes special, maturity from the players to work it out, to understand, because as well as I do, every player wants to play. They don't want to sit the bench at all. I'm a 5-star. I want to come in and play. I want to make, now in this NIL deals that we have, I want to make my millions and I want to play. I want people to see me. Yes. I want to go to the NFL. I want to make more money. I want to be the star, all of that. So it does take a special type of, leader. And it seems like Billy's not
confidence, confidence.
Yeah.
You got to have the confidence. I will say something about that person that said that his job is safe until Georgia.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
That's dead wrong.
Yeah, Georgia.
Because I'll tell you right now, Mississippi State beats you, you're done. And there's a bye after that Mississippi State before Georgia, because that's where it happens. Mississippi State, bye, and then Georgia. You lose to Mississippi State, he's gone.
For sure.
Absolutely gone. And he might be gone this weekend, depending upon what the Hurricanes do. But So it is how it. Miami, Texas, Texas A&M, Mississippi State.
Georgia might be the number one team. They really might be. So it don't make no sense to say losing to them. That's just my opinion. I think they look really
you would have
good.
to have Ohio State lose a game to have Georgia at number one.
Well, I don't mean I'm just saying from the eyeball test, they look number one to me.
Yeah.
A good chance.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go to the Red 70s phone line. We got Rob in Panama City, and the note says, save Napier's job. Rob, you with me, my friend?
Well, no, what I'm saying is that the NCAA has passed the rule with the portal and stuff that if you fire the coach mid-season, they can leave immediately and transfer. And you think about this, how many of these players would be eligible to play next week at another university? I don't know how a student athlete can transfer to credits and everything else and be enrolled the next week, but if you fire the coach mid-season, you can the players are released and they can transfer out immediately.
Yes,
and that's
what.
Yeah, you better. Are you a Gator fan?
No, I'm a Seminole fan. I grew up in Tallahassee.
Oh man,
I was a junior in high school when Bobby Bowden came to town.
Oh man, so you love the straw hat.
You're right. I'm the one that texted you about the hat and said that Bobby Bowden hat. That is a Bobby Bowden hat.
That's right.
And Nick started wearing it after Bobby did.
That's exactly right. I have no qualms about that. You're right, Rob. But
I have one.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's a real fan right there. When you buy the hat that Coach wears, you're a real fan. But I agree with you, Rob. I think realistically, if they don't do something to keep those guys, and I know I say this a lot, but it just always has stuck with me. Don't forget what Kirby said about the new generation that we're dealing with. You have to keep those guys happy, and it's so hard as a head coach to keep them happy. And so, they've got a lot of 5-stars in the building. Billy's done a great job at recruiting, like Chris said earlier. He's got some talent there. It's just not panning out for him right now. But Rob, what do you think the score is going to be this weekend?
Oh, it's hard to say. I would say that Miami, if it turns bad, can score in the upwards of 40, 48, somewhere in that neighborhood. Because if they can't be stopped, and I'm just afraid that, like I said when I texted in, if Beck is healthy and happy, and if they throw, and if DJ throws a few interceptions, it could get. And if it gets ugly, there'll be fights, there'll be ejections. It's going to be bad. Now, if they can keep it everything under control, But one of the things is that, and you listen, is that he can't even control his own coaches. Because his coach got into a fight, got in the fray last weekend and got, he's suspended.
Yeah,
so
that's
if you
true.
can't control your coaches, how are you going to control your players and your kids?
Well, Coach Jaluk was basically, off on his own on that one, and it got heated, and I saw he did slap the LSU coach. So, but, I don't know how Billy could have prevented that, really. In the heat of the moment, like that.
Right. I'm not saying that he was down there, and all that. But if your coaches are not disciplined enough to not slap a kid, another player from another team, or even your own.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't grab face man. I'm 65 years old. I coached high school football, and how many times I was growing up did the coach grab you by the face man, pull you up, and talk to you?
Yep.
And you go, yes, sir. Okay. But. I don't see that. And it was before the game. They didn't even have their shirts and shoulder pads on. They're just out there warming up, throwing the ball around, killing time, basically, before the game starts. And you get into a fray.
Yeah.
To me, that's on the referees, because the referees are on the field 2 hours before the game. And they are not supposed to let the players get on each other's side of the field. How did they even get into a mix-up that early in the game? But it's crazy.
No, you're right.
I think it's a toss-up how this game's going to go, but knowing the attitude towards each other, and if it gets ugly, it could get ugly in a hurry, and you're going to have some targeting calls. Kids get ejected, because you're going to have somebody coming across the middle. Somebody's going to lower their head. and the referees are going to have to throw some flags to keep it under control.
Yeah, I agree with you, Rob. Man, I appreciate you calling in, Rob, and we appreciate you listening and always being on the ear for us. We appreciate that. But we're going to have to take our next break, and when we come back, we're going to continue this because we got some inside information on who might be coming to the Gators. You're listening to the Sports Blitz here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Call in now.
This is Touchstone service.
The Red 70 studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz.
But when you look at it, you've got to have running backs. You've got to be able to run the football. You cannot let your quarterback be your leading rusher. That is not winning football. That is not going to work in the SEC moving forward. You can't do it against bigger teams. You can't do it against faster teams. This is a problem for Alabama.
The Sports Blitz.
Live and local, weekdays, 4 to 6.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Friday evening. As we head into tonight, clear skies and a low of 74 with a light breeze coming out of the west-northwest at 5 miles per hour. For tomorrow morning, sunshine and a temp near 88. In the afternoon and evening, mostly sunny and a high around 91. For Sunday, some sun and a high of 87. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Start your fall adventure in a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Our SUV family is built for all-in adventures and endless possibilities. Stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. You're going to find the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Now offering 0% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento or a new 2025 Kia Sportage. Bill Bird Kia, the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. The road is yours in a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento or 2025 Kia Sportage with $20.83 per 1,000 financed at 48 months. Quantities limited, cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers must take delivery from dealer stock through 9/30/25.
The big wins feel even bigger, and the moments are still larger than life because your Atlanta Braves are still battling every single night.
Baldwin sends one soaring high in the air to deep right field, and that is out of here.
Tonight, be here as the Braves roll into Comerica Park for a weekend set with the AL Central Detroit Tigers.
Braves in Detroit to take on the Tigers. Coverage begins at 6 o'clock. Your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest Florida.
College Football Saturday on ESPN Radio. It's a showdown in the SEC.
Arnold deep shot to the end zone.
Jackson Arnold leads the 3-0 and 22nd-ranked Auburn Tigers into Oklahoma to face his former team, the 3-0 11th-ranked Sooners.
Kickoff Saturday, 2:30 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Transmitting from the CBC Construction Studio. Marquee matchups, huge rivalries, and fan favorites. The college football headquarters on the Gulf Coast is 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We've been having a lot of chatter. We've been talking about it. This game this weekend, one of the biggest games on tap. It's going to be at night. We're going to have it here at 104.3 kickoffs at 6:30. Don't forget that. And also, we got the kickoff between Auburn and Oklahoma at 2:30 as well. So 2 really good, tough football games going to be had on this weekend. We're excited about. I know Jeff wants to talk about Illinois and Indiana, but we probably won't get to. But when you look at it, guys, you've got all of these people talking about coaches. You got everybody looking for a coach. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. When we first started, when we lost to Florida State and our team looked in disarray, when we didn't look very good, when we looked like we were uninterested in playing football, everybody was calling on the names. And now we know that there's people that are calling names. And Chris, you've been diving into it. You've been looking at it. Who do you think, or what's been going on would be the better question with the whole, where is the next coach of the Florida Gators coming from?
Okay. Well, I mean, as Gator fans and everything, I would say like 90% of the fan base is pushing for Lane Kiffin. So,
yeah.
And that's something that could logically definitely happen, John Gruden comes up a lot. He said that he wants to coach an SEC team. So, it makes sense. And, I know this one's going to sound a little off the wall, but, USA Today did publish, an article about it, about Dabo Swinney coming to Florida. And that's actually something I created, was a Hire Dabo hashtag, and I've been pushing that a little bit because, the past 2 years when he's had his media time, he's basically, come out and all but said he's tired of coaching at Clemson. So he said that he keeps winning and, people don't appreciate it. So,
yeah, I think he said, are they tired of winning? That's what his words were. He said 7 out of the 10 years making it to the college football playoff. 8 out of the last 10 years winning the ACC championship. When you look at it, that's crazy. One of our listeners, RJ Summers, wrote, what about Brent Key over there at Georgia Tech? Now, that is interesting because I'm telling you what, Brent Key is a good football coach. He's an old offensive lineman. He's off of Coach Saban's tree. I mean, I know Billy was off of Coach Saban's tree as well. That hadn't worked out so good. But when you look at it, Brent Key is one of those guys. But Dabo, getting back to Dabo Swinney or Dabo Swinney, however you want to call him, you can call him what you want. But do you think, honestly, Jeff, do you think that you could see Swinney leaving Clemson for somebody other than Alabama, knowing the fact that he's an Alabama boy, he played for Alabama, he was a part of the 92 national championship team. I mean, could you see Dabo Swinney in the other orange uniform?
It reminds me of only one other situation, is when Jimbo Fisher left Florida State.
Yeah.
That's good.
I was shocked. And I'll be shocked if Dabo leaves Clemson for Florida.
And see, I'm glad you brought that name up because that's something that you really haven't heard anything about, is Jimbo Fisher. He's available. He's spoken not too long ago that he's interested in getting back in coaching. And the thing about Jimbo that's crazy, and I get it, Florida State, Florida. That's the problem.
It's not happening.
But I'm telling you, Jimbo Fisher can definitely, I believe he would be able to match what Billy Napier has done as far as recruiting, bringing the studs into Florida, because there's one thing about Jimbo that's very clear. He can recruit, but this is the key. He can recruit Florida very well. And you know as well as I do, Florida, Georgia, Texas, Alabama, Louisiana, all those places are your hotbeds for all the 5-star recruits. And so when you look at them, that'll be the issue. So you say no Jimbo at all whatsoever.
Yeah, 0%.
I'll say no Jimbo too, because you remember Jimbo had that huge fiasco where the Florida player basically had he hooked up with Jimbo's wife. So logically he probably get laughed at a lot, and things like that behind his back, and I don't think he would consider Florida.
Yeah, and with Jimbo, you got to think Jimbo's not looking for the money necessarily, because he's got plenty of it from the deal that he left from Texas A&M. But when you look at Jimbo, I think he's going to be looking for the job that fits him best the most. I think he wants to go somewhere where he can win and win quickly. I think he wants to be able to call all the shots. spots, I think. So it was probably going to be a smaller market than a big Florida job like that. I mean, now
like a Memphis?
Maybe like a Memphis or, something like that. If somebody else were to leave, I don't see him going to anywhere that he would have to play against the Big Ten, but I could see him going to somewhere where he could play in the Big 12. Yes.
I also don't see Bill O'Brien's not doing very well at Boston College this year.
No.
Okay. Sonny Dykes, no.
Never leaving.
He's never leaving the state of Texas, probably. Willie Fritz at University of Houston, though he's doing good this year. The problem is they don't have a schedule this year. They have all these weak opponents. They don't play anybody. He's not going to get a marquee win this year in order to get a Florida job. Right. So what you're proving, you can beat mid teams.
Right. And that's what they got themselves into right now, because Billy Napier did beat those mid teams. He did recruit better than those mid teams. He did, win championships for their, conference.
Actually, I don't know if you know this, but my oldest daughter, she went to Louisiana Lafayette, and Napier was the coach there. And let me tell you what he wasn't doing. He wasn't beating SEC teams.
No.
He was losing to Mississippi State. He was losing Kentucky.
Yeah,
those were the games that he lost, and he would go 10-2, 11-1, and those are the games that he lost. And every so often he'd lose a conference game, but not very often.
Yeah, but he
was like a 95% win.
Yeah, he would beat Southern Miss, and he would beat Arkansas State, and all those guys.
Yeah, Troy, South Alabama, Coastal Carolina. And James Madison wasn't in the conference yet. Yeah. Appalachian State was actually kind of like their arch enemy.
Yeah, so they kind of got that going. But when you look at it, you said one name early in the 90%, Lane Kiffin, and that's really what I've been hearing as well. So out of those two, though, Chris, if you could pick, if you could have your blank check to write a check to the coach that you want, would it be Lane or would you go Dabo?
Considering the roster we have, I believe both coaches would drool over, coaching them. You get DJ Lagway right away, and I'm sure they're like, I can do something with this guy. I feel like the development has fallen off, a little bit this year. Maybe it has to do with the fact that he hasn't played, but I would take Dabo. I love Lane. He's a Spurrier, lover. That means, that's pretty cool. And also Eli Derkowitz from Missouri is a contender, and also the guy from Kentucky, is it Mark Stoops?
No,
I was just saying I didn't say that he was a great coach. I'm just saying his name's out there, So.
Yeah. And, back whenever he was winning ball games and was more relevant, his name was, mentioned to replace Jimbo Fisher at Florida State because he was their defensive coordinator.
They beat Florida a few times, but that's with Billy Napier. So
the only link is Lane was at Florida Atlantic after he left as a offensive coordinator at Alabama.
Yeah.
So that's his link to Florida. And Dabo really doesn't have one.
I've seen his son with Florida Gator backpacks and stuff. And there's something going on with I can't remember. There's I don't know if it's like a daughter or a sister, but there's something going on with, him having some relationship to Florida. So with that.
Well, when you look at it, now that we're in the way that money is being spent and the way money's being thrown at these coaches now, it is a show me the money type deal. So everybody, wants to say, well, like one of the guys was saying that he's at Brent Key. Brent Key's at his alma mater. He's got his job. Kirby's at his alma mater. He wouldn't leave anywhere but to go. People have said that he wouldn't leave anywhere but to go for the NFL job and see how that goes. But really, when you look at it, if the money's right and the talent's right, I could see either one of those guys going. Just a quick note for Lane Kiffin. Austin Simmons is out this week.
Oh, man.
And so Trinidad Chambliss, the kid that's been blowing it up, the one that I think is probably going to, me and Steve Barnes were kind of, going back and forth about it on Mondays. But realistically, Trinidad Chambliss is a possibility. I'm telling you, he's like Diego Pavia. He's got that it factor. He just knows how to run that RPO. And so he's going to be starting this weekend. Austin Simmons is just going to be as needed only. I mean, he did come in last week, and he actually performed pretty good being hurt. But I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that and that's the thing about Lane. When you talk about a Lane Kiffin type offense, you're going to attract those kind of kids that fit your offense. And that's the biggest picture about Lane Kiffin. When you look at how Lane Kiffin is, and if you look at the Alabama, the way he drafted how he recruited, he tried to recruit kids that would fit his scheme, and that's what he's doing. And so you don't always just go after the best player. You go after who fits your scheme the most, who works with your coordinators, who works with the people that you have.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of as far as pro goes, because he's a quarterback. He loves passing. He loves grooming quarterbacks. And, you know, the reason why Emmitt Smith went pro or a year early was because Spurrier got there. And he said, oh, I'm a running back, and this guy's going to be throwing the ball. And he's like, I'm out.
True story.
Yeah. So when you look at it, it's about the scheme. So, you know, Chris, do you think that possibly that Florida, if they do hold on to Napier to finish out the year or, you know, wait till the end of the year, do you think DJ leaves or do you think he stays? Do you think he's loyal to Florida more than he's loyal to Billy, or do you think he's more loyal to Billy than he is to Florida?
Well, he has his girlfriend that plays softball there, so it's going to be hard to get him to leave that, you know, and all my sources have told me that he's a Gator for, you know, the long run and everything. And that could change, you know. It all depends on the hire, you know. If Dabo comes in, if Lane comes in, I'm sure he'll be stoked to play for those guys. But if we get another no-name coach from, you know, wherever, you know, it's not going to be a good thing.
I hate the fact that people bring quarterback with them, because like Deion Sanders went to Colorado, brought a quarterback with him.
Yeah.
And I mean, well, there's a coordinator from Washington State that went to Oklahoma with Mateer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't like this.
See, I like it because, you know, it immediately made Oklahoma a contender. It immediately made Oklahoma relevant because you had two people that's basically going to be running your offense. It's going to make something special to happen. And as we've seen in the first three games, it's been special for Oklahoma, you know, and that's the deal. I mean, that's really, you know, they get their real first test this weekend to play Auburn. I think it's going to go the Oklahoma way, but I do believe that those things are good when that happens.
You know, David Cutcliffe was the offensive coordinator with Peyton Manning at
Tennessee
when he was at Tennessee, and then he coached Eli at Ole Miss as a head coach.
Yeah.
That was way cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember those days. My brother was being recruited by Ole Miss during that time. And see, my brother, talking about coaching changes and all of that, so my brother played at Southern Miss, and he played for Jeff Bauer. And Jeff Bauer was a traditionalist. He's more of a traditional, you wait your time, and when it's your time, then it's your time.
Yeah.
And my brother was waiting his time, and he was the backup. And he sat the bench, and he did the whole thing. And then they fired Bauer and brought in the other guy, Fedora, and Fedora brought his own quarterback with him that he had recruited at Oklahoma State. And he basically told my brother, you know, this is our guy, and he's going to have to like fail and fail miserably for you to get the opportunity. And so my brother was like, well, can I play tight end? Can I play special teams? Like, what can I do to get on the field? I've been waiting this whole time to play quarterback. But I don't, you know, you're telling me there's no opportunity that you know, realistically.
And Southern Miss just made the hire for this season right now. And the Marshall guy brought all of his players from Marshall.
All of them. Yeah. So that would be curious to see. Now, how crazy would that be if Lane Kiffin comes to Florida and he brings Austin Simmons or Trinidad Chambliss with him? Then that would have to mean that DJ Lagway's got to go because, I mean, if he brought his own guy with him.
Well, you did know Austin Simmons flipped from Florida to Ole Miss, right?
I didn't.
Yeah. So Austin saw that DJ was there and he was the guy, so Austin flipped to Ole Miss. So, I mean, I still think, you know, I mean, the competition with DJ being, you know, healed and everything from, I'll be honest, I haven't ever broke this, but I'll break it. I was told that DJ had 2 surgeries during the off season, and nobody really knows that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you're telling that hasn't been reported?
No.
So was it leg?
I mean, there's people that float stuff out, the groin and the shoulder.
So he did have surgery this off season.
That's what I was told, 100%.
Oh,
it was
wow.
a very reliable source. He's never wrong.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It makes sense, though, because when you watch him throw, he looks like there's something on.
And how he looks bummed on the sideline, like, I wish my shoulder was better kind of thing.
Yeah, the ball doesn't seem like it comes out of his hand. It's like
it ain't zipping like it was zipping, you know.
No. So do you think they rushed him back in just to kind of keep it quiet?
He might have rushed himself back in. He's such a competitor, you know, so.
They want to play. They do
want to play.
The passion. They love the sport.
But Austin saw DJ, in the competition he had, and he said, no, thank you. I'm going to go to, Ole Miss. So
wow, that's crazy. Well, we're going to take our next break. And when we come back, we're going to do some pick 'em here. When we get going, you're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Radio.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your college football headquarters for the biggest and best games of the week.
It's a touchdown!
Huge rivalries and your favorite teams in the SEC, ACC, and beyond.
It's a miracle!
The Gators, Hurricanes, LSU, Georgia, Auburn, and Notre Dame play here.
Unbelievable!
The Gulf Coast headquarters for college football is 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Saturday, September 27th, come to the grand opening land sale at the ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. That's right. Get 20 to 50 acres in Baldwin County from just $139.9 with excellent financing available. Ranches at Creekside Preserve features private large acreage tracts with beautiful woodlands, rolling meadows, and a peaceful creek, all surrounded by pristine natural beauty and abundant wildlife. It's your opportunity to live in Baldwin County, Alabama, one of the fastest growing coastal counties in the U.S. due to low taxes and a low cost of living. Don't miss out. Come to the grand opening land sale at the ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. Call 877-888-1415 or go to creeksidepreserveal.com. That's creeksidepreserveal.com.
The big wins feel even bigger, and the moments are still larger than life because your Atlanta Braves are still battling every single night.
Baldwin sends one soaring high in the air to deep right field, and that is out of here.
Tonight, be here as the Braves roll into Comerica Park for a weekend set with the AL Central Detroit Tigers.
Braves in Detroit to take on the Tigers. Coverage begins at 6 o'clock. Your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Kings of the Swamp.
Falls loose at the 38. Gators got it. Wow.
The Gators renew their rivalry with the Miami Hurricanes.
Foot race down the near sideline. 20, 15, 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Gators.
On your home for Florida football.
Gators at Hurricanes. Saturday, kickoff at 6:30 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
If you build it, they will come. We're live from the CBC Construction Studios. The Sports Blitz.
Woo! Welcome home, baby.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget you can call in. You can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We're having a blast here on Friday. Got Chris Hobzilla and Jeffrey in the building with me. It's going good today. Want to take some time real quick. The reason why we get to do what we do today is because of our wonderful sponsors. And so don't forget, touchdowns win games and they win bets too. Pick your favorite playmaker to hit the pay dirt in week 3 on Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. Also, AutoNation Ford, Panama City. Those guys have every type of vehicle you want. If there's a vehicle that they don't have on the lot, ask them to look it up for you. There's AutoNations across the country that they can grab. They can pull them in. They can do all the diagnostic tests on them to make sure you get the used vehicle that you want. Don't forget, as well, see those guys. Tell them the Sports Blitz sent you. Now, if your vehicle is faded, if your vehicle has dents, if your vehicle has scratches, take your vehicle to Recommended Collision Center. Those guys know what they're doing. They'll get your car looking like it was when it rolled off the showroom floor. see Brandon over there and tell him that Paul from the Sports Blitz sent you, and they will give you a discount, a good discount too. So don't forget to do that. We're so thankful for those guys. We're thankful that Chris Hobzilla's here. We're thankful that Jeffrey's here. And we are thankful that Bone Crusher is making it happen on the ones and the twos. Now listen.
Bueller.
When you think about scores, Chris, we've already given our scores. I'll tell you what, Jeff, tell us what our scores are real quick.
Okay. For the Miami game?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll start off with Brandon. Tennessee Brandon said 32-14 Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I said 30-20 Miami.
Mm-hmm.
You said 42-14 Miami. And Chris, this is
me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say?
No.
Oh, that's another Chris?
No, this is Hurricane Chris.
Okay. Oh, Hurricane Chris.
Yeah.
I forgot about Hurricane. You know what? Hold on. Time out. You trying to be all... No, he can count for sure.
Yeah.
But you're trying to be all nice and friendly like, oh, yeah, me and Chris are buds now because he said you stunk the other day. But go ahead.
Yeah. He said 38-6. That's 6 is a little low. But anyway, we're going to go with him and we're going to hold him to it.
We'll hold him to it.
So what's the Hobzilla one?
Okay, Hobzilla, what you got? He's got the pen in hand. He's ready to write it.
Okay, so it's going to be a tough game. I've heard that, there might even be chances of rain, so it might be a rain game. We'll have to see, which would be great because they got to run the ball, and that's Jaden Ball. Yeah. And I hate to do it, Gator fans. I love you all, but Miami beats us, but DJ plays good. The Gators play good. Final score, 31-23.
Oh, man. 31-23. So Miami
that's the closest. That's the closest because I had 10.
But Miami is the sweep of all the picks. So there you go. Now, Chris, you're not usually here all the way through the show, but we've got to get these picks out of the way for our NFL pick'em that we got going on. Jeffrey, what do we have?
We left off at Rams at Eagles.
The Rams and the Eagles. Now, understand that Matthew Stafford looking pretty good over there. Who'd you go with?
Eagles.
Eagles. Is it at the Rams?
No.
It's at the Eagles?
Yeah.
Okay, give me the Eagles. I'll take the Eagles.
Sucker. Jets at Bucks.
The Jets at the Bucks. Oh, yeah. I'm a big Baker Mayfield fan. I'm pulling for the Buccaneers to win. I'm going Bucks.
No brainer. Colts at Titans.
Okay.
Colts.
Yeah. I mean, obviously.
I got Colts.
I got the Colts, too. Give me Danny Dimes. Give me Indiana Jones. Let's talk about Indiana Jones for just 5 seconds. Indiana Jones playing some great football, and people are still doubting him. They still think, oh, yeah, he'll be the same Danny Jones that shows up for the Giants. But no, he's going to be different. They're going to run the football. They're going to score a lot of points, and they're not going to be giving up anything. They're going to be selfish to Cam Ward and those Tennessee Titans. Go ahead.
These next two is where I'm going to guess where you're probably going to differ from me a little bit.
All right, but you're going to go first on one of them.
We've been the same. I've already got all my picks written down.
All right.
But this is a Raiders and Commanders.
The Raiders and Commanders. Now, Jaden Daniels is out.
Oh.
And so, knowing that Jaden Daniels is out, Geno Smith was horrible last weekend. This one's at the Raiders. Is that
nope.
Is that Dallas? I mean, is that Washington? Okay. I still think that the Washington Commanders are probably going to do good here, but with Jaden Daniels out, who's their backup? Who's Jaden Daniels' backup?
It's not Heineken.
I know who it is. It's Marcus Mariota, the former Heisman Trophy winner out of Oregon, who used to play for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh.
Now, the thing
but
is...
he was at the Titans first.
Yes, he was at the Titans first, but he did play for the Raiders. And I will tell you this, Marcus Mariota is definitely not a Jaden Daniels. Give me Pete Carroll and the Las Vegas Raiders. Who'd you go with?
I went with the Commanders.
Okay, there we go. Did you know Jaden Daniels is out?
I did not.
Okay, that's all right.
It's okay.
Difference. That's all right. Well, way not to pay attention, Jeff. I'm glad. I like it.
Yeah, it's okay. You're the insider. Broncos at Chargers.
Okay, Broncos and Chargers. I went first. Now you go.
Chargers.
Okay. Is there a reason why?
Well, the Chargers, and I don't think that Sean Payton is going to win a Super Bowl at the Broncos, but I believe that Bo Nix is pretty good.
So do you believe that the reason why he doesn't win at a Super Bowl is because of Bo Nix or just because he doesn't have the team to get around him?
No, I think it's his creativity has gone stale.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you were high on the Broncos coming in, but you've watched them play Remember when we were talking early on in the season, before the season even started, during preseason, you were like, yeah, they're probably going to make the playoffs. They're probably going to do this and that.
I think I said last wild card spot. I'm not going to back off of that.
Yeah, so
I just don't think that he's going to win a Super Bowl.
Well,
with the Broncos.
The thing is about Bo Nix is that he's getting to that place to where is he going to have that sophomore slump? I mean, he's older, and we've talked about quarterbacks coming into the NFL being older because they've stayed in college for so long that they seem to be a little bit more mature. They seem to be a little more steady and be able to handle some of the pressures of coming in early.
So he was a freshman in 19.
Right.
Bo Nix was.
Yeah, so
he's a local favorite, Auburn, and they went to Dallas to play Oregon that year in the season opener. And I remember he was starting as a freshman.
Yeah.
He was Auburn loved him.
Yeah.
And his dad, I think, had ties to it.
Oh, he was the quarterback. Patrick Nix was Auburn's quarterback.
Oh, back in the days?
Back in the day.
Before my days.
Yes.
He's old. Anyway.
He's old, but he's not super old. So, I mean, he's not your old.
So I went with the Chargers. Are you going with Broncos?
No, I'm going with the Chargers for sure. There's no possible way that I see that the Broncos will beat the Chargers. Now, I will say this, that Patrick Surtain Jr. in the back end has that group playing really good. So don't be surprised if Herbert throws a pick or so.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised.
They might be able to survive it.
They'll just run the ball better. I mean, Jim Harbaugh has done really well there. I don't know if you guys, we got a few minutes. I don't know. We got a couple more picks, don't we?
Oh, we got 5 more minutes.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. The New Orleans Saints.
Oh, here we go.
At the Seahawks.
Oh, man. Give me the Seahawks. I don't think New Orleans is going to even get in the win column for a while now. Go ahead.
I got the same. Okay, Cowboys at Bears.
Cowboys at the Bears. So playing at Soldier Field against Ben Johnson.
I got Cowboys.
Oh, man. Wow. Going with the Cowboys, are you?
I was taking Cowboys, too.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys are going to get them as well. I mean, it's just, to me, I'm not a big believer in Caleb Williams right now. I don't think they got it.
Cardinals at 49ers is an interesting one, and I have the 49ers.
Ricky Pearsall, Gator wide receiver.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a big Kyler Murray fan. I don't think he's doing well. I don't.
How many injuries do the 49ers have?
I know.
And they only beat the Saints by 5.
Yeah, they did. That's a big deal. So you went with the Cardinals?
No.
You went with the 49ers? Okay, yeah. I'm going to give me Mac Jones and the 49ers as well because I believe that he knows what he's doing in that offense. I think he's smart enough.
Okay, this is a no-brainer. Chiefs at Giants. Sorry. You've been talking about Giants this whole time. They're 0-2. They just lost close one to the Cowboys, and now they got to play the Chiefs.
They got a 0-2 Chiefs coming into town, right?
Yeah, sorry, man.
Who'd you go
I
with?
got the Chiefs, man. Come on. You don't even believe
Will
it's
it be
a Giants
the first time that Patrick
going to playoffs? No, they ain't going to playoffs. They want to last place is where they're going.
Is it going to be the Patrick Mahomes goes 0-3 to start the season? First time in history?
I'll put money on it. Where's that Seminole Nation website?
That's right. All right. So I agree with you. I think the Chiefs are going to win that one as well. So,
Big Monday night game. This is the last pick. Lions at Ravens.
Oh, wow. So you got the Lions and the Ravens coming in. I'll go first on this one.
Well, I already picked it.
Yeah, but I don't know who you picked, so it's not going to get me.
That's
so
true.
I don't care how many preseason games he doesn't play, and I don't care how many postseason games he wins. Lamar Jackson in the regular season always seems to know how to play. And give me Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. That's who's going to win that game.
Yeah, I got the Ravens.
Yeah.
I got it. So, look, we got one game different. Now, last week we were like 4. We were 4 different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we end up with the same record. 12-4 is a really great record last week.
Yeah.
And you won 2 that I didn't win, and I won 2 that you didn't win. I was stupid enough to take the Dolphins against the Patriots last week, and I was about to switch back. I would have gone 13-3 if I'd have just done that.
Yeah.
And I was so iffy on it. But anyway, we have one game that's different. You got the Raiders. I got the Commanders.
So that'll be the game that changes it all.
And I'm only 1 game up on you.
Yeah, so it's probably going to be tied when we go into that.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at it all and see what's going on over the past few weeks of football, It's just a great time to be alive. It's just wonderful. College football is definitely throwing a lot of curveballs. I think the NFL is throwing a lot of curveballs this year. It's really been a cool first couple of weeks of NFL. It's been a cool couple of weeks of college football as well. Don't forget, you can tune in to hear 104.3 for Auburn and Oklahoma at 2:30. Don't forget the big one that we've been talking the whole show about, Florida at Miami. Kickoffs at 6:30. Maybe you're going to be running around town or whatever you're going to be doing. There's specials going on at the Lone Star Bowl House. You can go over there and check them out, watching on the Jumbotron. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be happening. You know, I got one thing to say before we go, and it was a crazy thing that I heard Colin Cowherd say. He said that Jim Harbaugh is the greatest coach of all time.
I heard it today, too.
God.
He said because he's the only one that's went to both leagues and was successful and won and didn't, when he left, usually the program spiraled out of control. He said, you say Urban Meyer? No, thank you. He goes to Jacksonville. Terrible. You say Nick Saban goes to Miami. Terrible. He said, but you look at Jim Harbaugh. What has he done at Stanford? What has he done at Michigan? What has he done at the Chargers? And what has he done at the 49ers?
Lou Holtz went to the Redskins.
Didn't do good either, did he?
No.
Steve Spurrier went to the Redskins.
Yes,
didn't do good either.
Didn't do good.
Yeah, so he's saying greatest coach of all time, Jim Harbaugh, with the Chargers now. I know there's a lot of Ohio State people are throwing up in their mouth right now. And Michigan Eddie's probably as happy as can be if he's listening. So either way, you know what? It's Friday. We've had a great show. It's Friday night. Go out, support some of these locals. We're going to be supporting them. Go out and cheer those young men on. And don't forget, call us, text us next week for your player of the week, high school football player of the week. We got to have it. We finished the week. It's been a great week. We appreciate all of our guests, all of the people listening. You've been listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. We will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The Coach James Hale Show.
The greatest people in the world to party with.
Why is it so windy over at Auburn?
Why?
Because Georgia